Welcome to this week's session with the Putnam County District Library and the Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This is Shelley. This week we're going to look at some basic tips in the settings for Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a web browser, and you can make it so that Google Chrome is personalized to you. So what we're going to look at, we're going to look at some this week, and actually we're going to look at some the following week as well. So I'm going to start off this week with, we've got just these basic tips, how to clear the browser and clear your cookies. Often, if you're having issues with a website, many times clearing the browser and clearing the cookies will fix that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You can set up themes, make it so your home button is visible, add websites that will automatically open up with your home button, show your bookmark bar, search how to set your different search engines that you might want to use, and how to set websites on the startup. So I'm going to go over to my actual Google account. And when you're logged into your Google account, what you'll have is you will have your icon here for yourself, and then you will have these three dots. These three dots are where your settings is located at. So I'm going to click on settings. Now, the first thing that I mentioned was looking at how you can clear the browser data. And you can do that by going down to your privacy and security here. And if you click on the arrow out to the side, you have the option of clearing all of this information. And then, like I said, a lot of times when you're having problems with the website, this will end up solving the problem for you. And notice this is just set to the last hour, but I can change it to 24 hours, 7 days, 4 weeks, or all time. And I would just simply click clear data. And then everything that I have been to is going to go away. Notice how it's got even the information here of, like, I've had 3 items in my history. I have 43 sites, so forth. So that is where you go to clear browser data. Same thing with cookies here. You can go in and you cookies are something that it saves information about websites that you've currently been to. So you can block third-party cookies if you so choose to, or you can allow all cookies. So that's basically what we were doing when we were back here at the browser data. If you remember seeing one of all that information is, the third one down is cookies and other site data that was getting cleared out. Then the next thing mentioned was themes. Here you can choose your colors and set a default theme. If you click on set default, it goes back to the default, or I can click here and I can then go out and it'll give me all these different options for what I can add and change and make my theme look specific to myself. If I change this over to Seafoam, I can add that to Chrome, and then it's going to give me this appearance and this look. So that is where your themes are located. And then show home button. By default, when you install Google Chrome, it's not going to have a home button showing. Notice when I go up here, I do not have a home button in my bar. If I click on this, I will be turning that on, and notice right up here what happens is I now have a home button. And when I create that home button, I can then set it so that when I click on that button, it's going to open to a specific page. Right now, it's just going to open a new tab. If I were to click here on this icon or on this radio button, I can put in my PCDL.org, and then what's going to happen is when I click on my home button, I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to open a new tab. And when I click here on the home button, it's going to go automatically out to the library's web page. I'm going to go back here to my settings. And again, show bookmarks. Notice I do not have any bookmarks showing across the top. If I click here, I turn that button on. Now all of a sudden I have bookmarks across the top that I might have saved. I'm going to just go ahead and turn that back off for the sake of seeing how now you see it disappeared. Now it's back on. I'll just turn it off one more time. The next thing I mentioned was looking at your search engine. Again, when you install Google, obviously it's Google Chrome, they're going to automatically make it that the search engine that you are always searching is Google itself. You can actually click here and you could change. If there's a different search engine that you would rather be using, simply change it over, and now all of a sudden, anytime you do a search, you're going to search either Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, and so forth. And then we have our default browser. Google is set as the default. Again, you could change that out. And then the very last thing that I mentioned was when on startup. So in other words, when I automatically start and open up Google Chrome, it's currently going to open to a new tab page. I can change that so that I continue where I left off, or if I would like, what I can do is I can open a specific page, or even for that matter, I could open a specific set of pages. So in other words, I could click here and I can change this. Currently I have the school district. I can remove it if I so choose. And what I can do is I can click back. Now I'm going to add a page. So I'm going to simply click here. I'm going to go mypcdl.org, say add. So now when I open that up, when I open up Google Chrome, it's going to open up, that is my page. Notice though I did make a typo. I need to go back here because it's not going to open anything because I did not put the G behind it. So again, I hit save. Now notice what happens is it actually puts the name in there. So let's say, for example, I want to add another site. If I were to put, for the sake of, let's put the add another page. And when I do that, if I go add a page, I'm going to put in this website for www. Let's put in Putnam County Fair.com. Say add. And now what will happen is when I open Google Chrome up, it is going to open up two tabs. It's going to open up the Putnam County District Library, and it's going to open up the Putnam County Fair page. Those are the sites, and that is the information that I discussed here. I'm going to, just for the sake of review, I'm going to click back here to my screenshot. We talked about how you clear the browser and clear cookies, how you set a theme, how you turn the home button on, how you set the home button to a specific website, how you show your Bookmarks bar, how you change your search engine, as well as how you set so that when you open up Google Chrome, it'll open to a specific page or pages on the web. So that's this week's session with the Putnam County District Library. And as I stated when we began today, we will be looking at some more Google tips when you're using Google Chrome next week. And I'm going to focus a little bit more on the tabs and what you can do with your tabs as you go across and save information.